Hi and welcome to Paper Cuts with Colleen. We're doing a review on Scor-Tape by Scor-Pal. Here it is. You can see these amazing little rolls of tape are what I use to adhere my collages together. So Scor-Tape by Scor-Pal is a dry paper-backed double-sided adhesive. It is made in Korea. And basically, each roll of these come in 27 yards. They come in a variety of widths, as you can see. They come in 1/8, 1/4, 1/2, 3/8, 5/8, 1 1/2, 1 inch, 2.5 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. Those are all the rolls. And then they also come in sheets as well. So I prefer to use the smaller 1/8 and 1/4 inch rolls just because they are quite thin. You can get some really thin kind of details. And what it is it is a dry adhesive. So it has a paper backing. You can see it is on this roll. It is sticky on one side, and then you can peel off this paper backing. I should show you by demonstrating what the paper backing is. You can see I have a kind of blue triangle here. So it is stuck on that one double-sided side to the paper, and that paper backing peels off. And you are left with adhesive on your paper. The reason this is really nice is because you can actually put that adhesive on the paper for scrapbooking, for making crafts, anything you want, without having both sides so super sticky that you can't work or create your composition or your piece. You can see how sticky it is based on the fact that it is literally sticking to the pinpoint of the blade of my knife. It is a very high-tech, very strong adhesive. It adheres very quickly. I found within seconds it becomes very difficult for it to move. So it does take a little bit of pressure pushing down on where the adhesive is, where you're going to adhere it to the other paper, but really once it's down, that adhesive is quite strong, so it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay firm. So it is acid-free, which means it has a neutral pH, which means it's not going to get discolored or damaged over time. It's great for using it for archival uses. If you want to use it for on old photos, I use it on artwork that I don't want to get discolored. So it is acid-free. It is also heat-resistant. So it is not going to curl up and bubble and get weird under high heat situations. So those are kind of two awesome selling points for it. It's kind of a very direct way. In fact, it is so direct and so thin that you can actually tear it with your thumb. You don't have to use a blade when you're using this, which is kind of a plus if you don't want to always have a blade right next to you. It's kind of a much easier way to tear it. So I'm just gonna stick this one down. We can go through kind of all the sizes as well. So this is the 1/4 inch. And again, it tears very easily. When I'm using it, I'm kind of looking for usually a very precise edge. So for me, I find that using my fingertip blade is a more ideal cut, but it is definitely possible and easy to use, just tearing it with your thumb and sticking down. You can find it at pretty much any, a lot of craft stores and scrapbooking stores. I found it at a local scrapbooking store. You can also order it online, which tends to kind of have the more competitive prices. So those are a couple locations you can find it. Check online before going to your local stores because not all of them do carry it. So, but here you go. So here is the just the 4 sizes that I have to show you today. And you can see this backing is very easy to pull off. That's one pro of the Scor-Tape. One con is sometimes you can see an edge will kind of bubble up or it will not be completely flat. when you are when you're getting the backing paper off. Kind of takes a little bit to get started. So sometimes you have to go back in with a blade or with your finger and kind of make sure those corners are down. Sometimes it kind of will roll a little bit in on itself. It's not, if it's not on a completely flat surface. So those are something to think about. Another con of it is that there's a lot of debris. There's a lot of kind of excess paper. It is a pro of it because it makes it easier to use on projects where you don't want the high tack of something that's going to go down immediately. You want to kind of be able to position it, place it, and then go ahead and remove that backing. But the con is you're going to need a trash can, something nearby that you can get rid of this. It is kind of a waxy paper, so it's not a completely... It's kind of got a coating on it. So another pro with Scor-Tape is that it is a very thin adhesive. So it is not going to create a lot of depth or different kind of heights of paper when you're laying it down. So you have the ability to kind of lay down one piece of paper and then do another one, say, right next to each other. And they're not going to be at different heights or distances. So that's kind of a unique thing. It is quite thin. It is easy to use, but it is very sticky. You're going to want to be aware of that as you put it down, that it's not something that you're going to be able to easily remove and then move again. As you can see there, it has torn the paper. And that is pretty quick. So it is quite strong and thin. You can see if you do have a piece that rolls up or is not in the exact position that you want to try and reposition, it does curl and it does go in on itself. And when it does that, it kind of just becomes like tape that you're not going to be able to kind of straighten that out and get a nice flat surface again. So you're going to want to make sure that you position it where you want to have the adhesion very carefully. And then once you have it adhered down, that you don't try and move or reposition the paper very much. So I'm a big fan. I think that Scor-Tape is a great tool. It's easy. The cost varies per width of the roll or per size of the sheet. The 1/8 size usually starts around $4, $4.99 online, and the larger rolls can be upwards of $20, $25. So be sure to look around and check out where to buy them. Again, online, craft stores. Enjoy Scor-Tape by Scor-Pal. So Scor-Tape by Scor-Pal, I recommend. And if you want to see all the lovely collages that I've made using Scor-Tape, check out all of my work online. And if you like what I'm doing, check out my Patreon page. All your support is super appreciated. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.